My name is Weston. I am 34 years old. 6 months ago, I had everything. Irina was my wife. 5 years of marriage, she had this laugh that made strangers smile, dark hair, green eyes that caught light like emeralds. Everyone said we were perfect together. Our apartment overlooked the city, floor-to-ceiling windows. She'd stand there every morning with coffee, steam rising, silk robe barely covering her thighs. I'd wrap my arms around her waist. She'd lean back into me. Perfect. I worked in tech consulting, made good money. Irina was a marketing director. Ambitious, beautiful, confident in ways that made me feel lucky. We had date nights every Friday. She'd wear that black dress, the one with the slit up the side. I'd catch other men looking. I didn't mind. She was coming home with me. Sunday mornings were ours. No phones, just us. Tangled sheets, her skin against mine, coffee going cold on the nightstand. Those mornings felt eternal. She'd trace patterns on my chest. "Promise me something," she'd whisper. "Promise we'll always be honest." I promised, every time. Our friends called us relationship goals. Social media comments flooded with heart emojis. We looked perfect. We felt perfect. But perfection is a mask, and masks always slip. It started small, a phone tilted away, a shower taken immediately after coming home. New lingerie I never saw her wear, for me at least. I told myself I was paranoid. Marriage needs trust, right? So I trusted, but then small things started to change. The first crack appeared on a Tuesday. I came home early, meeting canceled. I heard the shower running, her phone was on the odd counter. Face up. A message lit the screen. "Last night was incredible. Can't stop thinking about you." The name was saved as Tiffany Yoga, but the message, that wasn't how women talk to each other. My stomach dropped. I didn't confront her, not yet. I needed to know. The next week, I paid attention, really paid attention. She'd smile at her phone and quickly lock it. She started working late 3 times a week. Her perfume smelled stronger when she left, different when she returned. I checked our credit card statements, charges at hotels, downtown. During her late meetings, my hands shook holding those papers. Friday night, I suggested we skip our date. Stay in. She seemed relieved. "Actually, I'm exhausted," she said. But 2 hours later, she was showering, getting dressed. "Emergency work thing," she explained. "That black dress, the one I loved." She was wearing it for someone else. I followed her. I'm not proud, but I did it. She drove to the Meridian Hotel, walked through the lobby like she owned it. Confident. Excited. I waited in my car. 30 minutes. An hour, my heart pounding against my ribs. Then I saw him. Tall, expensive suit, the kind of guy who looked like he'd never struggled for anything. He walked out, checked his phone, smiled. 10 minutes later, Irina emerged. Hair slightly messy, lips swollen. She looked satisfied. Happy. I'd never seen her look at me like that anymore. I drove home, sat in darkness. She came back at midnight. "How was work?" I asked. "Exhausting," she lied. She kissed my cheek. Her lips felt like betrayal. I wanted to scream, to throw everything, to demand answers. But something stopped me, a cold calculation settling in my chest. Over the next month, I gathered evidence. Screenshots, receipts. I hired a private investigator. His report was thorough, painful, detailed. His name was Marcus Halford, CEO of a marketing firm. Married, 2 kids. He'd been sleeping with my wife for 8 months. 8 months of lies, of her body pressed against his instead of mine. The investigator's photos showed everything. Hotel entrances, restaurant corners where they sat too close. One photo captured them kissing in his car. Her hand on his thigh, his hand tangled in her hair. I felt hollow, like someone had scooped out my insides and left me empty. The worst part? She'd come home and curl up next to me. "I love you," she'd whisper. I'd hold her, and all I could think about was where those hands had been. One night I finally asked, "Are you happy?" She looked surprised. "Of course, why?" Her lie was so easy, so practiced. "No reason," I said. "Just checking." She smiled, kissed me. We made love that night. Her body moved against mine. But she wasn't there, not really. She was thinking of him. I knew it. and something inside me died. 2 weeks later, she asked for a divorce. Casual, over breakfast. I think we've grown apart, she said. I need to find myself. Find herself, in his bed apparently. She wanted the apartment, the car, half of everything I'd worked for. Her lawyer was aggressive. Mine said to settle. Fighting will cost more. So I agreed. I signed papers. I watched her smile. Victory in her eyes. She thought she'd won. Thought I was just another broken man she'd left behind. But they made one mistake. They thought I was broken. I wasn't broken. I was calculating. See, Irina never asked about my work, never cared about the technical details. That was her first mistake. I worked in cybersecurity consulting. I knew systems, databases, digital footprints. I knew how information flowed and how to control it. During our marriage, I'd set up everything for us. Our shared accounts, cloud storage. Even her work laptop when she complained hers was slow. You're so sweet, she'd said. Sweet, right. What she didn't know was that I had access to everything. Not because I planned this, but because she never changed the default passwords I'd set up. She trusted me that much. Ironic, isn't it? After she moved out, I started digging her emails, her messages, her cloud storage, all of it. Every conversation with Marcus, every lie she'd told, every plan they'd made. I discovered something beautiful. Marcus hadn't told his wife either. He'd been feeding her the same lies. Working late. Business trips. His wife, Catherine, had no idea. I also found something else, something bigger. Irina and Marcus weren't just having an affair. They were planning something. Emails between them discussed a new business venture, using insider information from both their companies. Essentially, corporate espionage dressed up as a startup. They were going to launch after his divorce, after mine. Use proprietary client lists, marketing strategies. Everything they'd stolen from their employers. The emails were detailed. Arrogant. They never thought anyone would find out. I spent 3 weeks building my case. Downloaded everything, organized it, encrypted copies in multiple locations, created an anonymous email account from a coffee shop across town. No digital trail back to me. Then I made my first move. I sent everything to Catherine Halford. Every photo, every message, every hotel receipt. I included a simple note. I thought you should know the truth. A friend. I waited. Watched Marcus's social media. 2 days later, his status changed to single. His profile picture changed. No more family photos. Catherine had believed me and she'd acted. Marcus tried calling Irina, panicked messages. Catherine knows. Everything's falling apart. We need to talk. Irina freaked. I watched her spiral through her messages to friends. She blamed Marcus, said he was careless. She was worried about her job. But I wasn't done yet. Next, I compiled the corporate espionage evidence. Every email, every stolen document, every plan they'd made. I sent it anonymously to both their company's legal departments. I included timestamps, IP addresses, everything they'd need. Within a week, both were under investigation. Irina called me, first time since the divorce. Weston, something crazy is happening at work. They're accusing me of theft. That sounds serious, I said. Did you do it? Silence. Then, of course not. It's a misunderstanding. I hope it works out, I said. I almost meant it. Her company suspended her. Marcus got fired. The evidence was overwhelming. Their lawyers advised settlements, NDAs. They'd never work in their industry again. Irina tried reaching out to Marcus. He blocked her. Blamed her. Said she'd been sloppy. Their dream collapsed, and they turned on each other. Poetic, really. But what came next changed me forever. The fallout was spectacular. Irina lost her job, her reputation. The apartment she'd taken from me, she couldn't afford it. She had to move back with her parents. At 32, Marcus's divorce was brutal. Catherine took everything. His kids refused to see him. He'd destroyed his family for an affair that cost him everything. I watched it all unfold from a distance. Social media. Mutual friends. I never commented. Never reacted. Just observed. Part of me felt satisfaction, dark and cold. They'd betrayed people who loved them. Now they were paying the price, but another part felt empty. Revenge didn't heal the wound, it just made me aware of how deep it went. I'd lie awake at night, thinking about the good times, the real moments. Had any of it been real, or was I always just a placeholder until something better came along? 3 months after everything fell apart, Irina reached out. A long email. Subject line: I'm sorry. She confessed everything: the affair, the lies, the corporate theft. She said she'd been lost, chasing excitement, validation. She said Marcus had made her feel alive in ways she couldn't explain. She said she knew what she'd lost. Too late now. But she knew. I don't expect forgiveness, she wrote. I just wanted you to know that you deserved better. You always did. I read it 3 times, each time feeling less anger. More nothing. I didn't respond. What would I say? That I'd orchestrated her downfall? That I'd been the anonymous source that destroyed her career? No. Some truths are better left buried. Instead, I focused on myself. Therapy, gym, new hobbies. I started painting. Turns out I was decent at it. Abstract stuff, lots of blues and grays. My therapist said it was processing trauma. Maybe she was right. I dated a little. Nothing serious. Trust doesn't come easy now. Every new woman feels like a potential betrayal waiting to happen. But I'm working on it. One day at a time. My career took off. The divorce freed up time, energy. I got promoted, started consulting for bigger clients, made more money than I had during the marriage. Turns out I was carrying dead weight, in more ways than one. 6 months after the divorce, I ran into Irina. Grocery store. She looked tired, older. She saw me, froze, then walked over. Hi, she said. You look good. Thanks, you too. A lie, a kind one. I meant what I said. In that email, I'm truly sorry. I nodded. I know. Do you hate me? I thought about it. Really thought about it. No, I said. Oh, I don't hate you. I just don't feel anything anymore. Her eyes watered. She nodded. That's fair. That's more than fair. We stood there. Strangers who used to share a bed, a life, everything. Take care of yourself, Irina. You too, Weston. She walked away. I watched her go, and I felt peace. Not happiness, not satisfaction. Just peace. The anger was gone. The pain was fading. What remained was a lesson carved into my soul. That night, I found a flash drive, hidden in a box I'd forgotten about. Old photos, videos, our wedding, honeymoon, anniversaries. I watched them, saw us smiling, laughing, in love. Or what we thought was love. I didn't delete them, but I didn't keep watching either. I put the flash drive back in the box, closed it, put it in the back of my closet. Some memories deserve to exist, but they don't deserve to be relived. And that's when I realized this story wasn't about them anymore. The real revenge wasn't what I did to Irina and Marcus, it was what I did for myself. I rebuilt. From nothing. From heartbreak. From betrayal so deep it should have drowned me. But it didn't. I started seeing someone. Her name is Maya. She's a photographer. Quiet, observant. She sees the world in frames and light. We met at a coffee shop. She was editing photos on her laptop. I was reading. She asked if the seat next to me was taken. It wasn't. We talked, just talked, for 3 hours. No games, no pretense. Just two people connecting. She knew about my divorce, I told her early. I was married. It ended badly. I'm still figuring myself out. That's honest, she said. I appreciate honesty. We took it slow. Really slow. No rushing into bed. No desperate need to fill the void. Just getting to know each other. The first time she stayed over, I was nervous. She noticed. We don't have to do anything, she said. I'm happy just being here. We lay in bed, talking, laughing. She fell asleep on my chest, her breathing steady, peaceful. I realized something in that moment. Irina and I had passion, heat. But we never had this quiet comfort, this ease. Maya didn't ask about the details of my divorce, didn't push. When I was ready, I told her some of it. Not everything, not the revenge. Some parts of me will stay buried. And that's okay. One night, Maya and I were cooking dinner. Music playing. She was singing off-key, laughing at herself. I watched her. Really watched her. And I felt something I hadn't felt in years. Hope. Not the naive hope of thinking love solves everything, but the realistic hope that maybe, just maybe, I could trust again. Eventually. What are you thinking about? She asked. Nothing, I said. Just happy to be here. She smiled, kissed me. Me too. I never told Irina what I'd done, never confessed. The anonymous tips remained anonymous. She might suspect, but she'll never know for sure. And honestly, I don't need her to know. The revenge wasn't about her acknowledging it. It was about me reclaiming control, taking back power she'd stolen. I sleep better now. The nightmares stopped. The anger faded. What replaced it was something quieter, stronger. Wisdom. Hard-earned and battle-tested, I learned that betrayal reveals character. Not just theirs, but yours. You can become bitter, vengeful, consumed by hate, or you can process it, learn from it, let it reshape you into something better. I chose better. Eventually. Last month, I got a message from Marcus, out of nowhere. I know it was you. I stared at it. Didn't respond? Then blocked him. He could suspect all he wanted. He had no proof. And even if he did, what was he going to do? Admit to corporate espionage, to destroying his family? Some accusations die in silence. I moved to a new apartment, bigger than the one Irina took. Better view. I furnished it myself, every piece chosen carefully. This space was mine, only mine. Maya helped me hang paintings, her photographs mixed with my abstract pieces. It looks like us, she said. Different styles, but somehow it works. She was right. I still think about Irina sometimes, but not with pain. More like remembering a scar. You know it's there, you know how you got it, but it doesn't hurt anymore. Betrayal broke me, shattered me into pieces I didn't think could be put back together. But I rebuilt. Stronger, smarter, more careful, but not closed off, not bitter. I rebuilt with purpose. And the thing about rebuilding, you get to choose what stays and what gets left behind. I left behind the naivety, the blind trust, the assumption that love means loyalty. I kept the capacity for love, for hope, for believing that not everyone is Irina. Because most people aren't. Most people are just trying their best, making mistakes, growing, learning. And maybe that's enough. Sometimes revenge isn't payback. It's not about making them suffer. It's about refusing to let their betrayal define your future. It's about taking your life back, piece by piece, day by day, and realizing that the best revenge is building a life so good, so fulfilling, that you forget why you wanted revenge in the first place. That's where I am now. Not forgetting what happened, but not letting it consume me either. Irina took everything in the divorce. The apartment, the car, half my savings, but she never knew about the one thing she couldn't take. The one thing that mattered most. My ability to start over, to heal, to love again. That was always mine, and it always will be. Betrayal is a wound that cuts deep. Deeper than most people understand. It makes you question everything, every moment, every memory, every promise. But here's what I learned. The wound heals. Maybe not completely, maybe it leaves a scar, but it heals. If you've ever trusted someone who hurt you, I hope this story reminds you of something important. You're not broken. You're not damaged goods. You're someone who had the courage to love, to trust, to be vulnerable. That's not weakness. That's strength. And if someone betrayed that, that's their failure, not yours. You don't need revenge to heal. You don't need them to suffer. You don't need an apology. You just need to my base in the willingness to rebuild. I'm not saying what I did was right or wrong. It just was. My way of processing, of taking control. Your way might be different, and that's okay. Maybe you forgive. Maybe you move on without a word. Maybe you confront them. Maybe you don't. There's no right answer. Just your answer. Whatever you choose, choose yourself. Choose your healing. Choose your future. Because you deserve better than living in the shadow of someone else's betrayal. If this story resonated with you, drop a comment below, share your experience, or just let me know you were here. Hit that like button if you made it this far. Subscribe if you want more real stories like this. Stories about the messy, complicated truth of being human. I'll be here, sharing my truth, Hoping it helps you find yours. Until next time, take care of yourself. You're worth it, even when it doesn't feel like it. Especially then. You're worth it.